Okay, Alexis Chikaeze, welcome.
Hello,
I'm
thank
so
you for
glad to
having
talk
me.
to you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
you're a
you for
beautiful
having me.
young lady. Oh, I'm glad to have you. Okay, first question is, you in the film Miss Juneteenth. Now, the director, Shannon Godfrey Peoples, how did you have to audition for her? How did you get the part?
Yes, actually, so I started pursuing my acting career last year, or professional acting career
Really?
last year. So in February of last year, I took my first acting class. By my second acting class, I got an agent, and the week after I signed with my agent, I got the Miss Juneteenth audition. So it was my first audition, actually. So
Really?
into the industry, yeah. And so I did audition and went through the whole entire process, and the rest is history.
Well, let me tell you, your character Kai in that movie was very good. You did a really good job in that film. Now, how did you relate to Kai in the film?
So as it's known, she's a maturing girl. She's a maturing Black girl, and it was second nature because the way she was trying to find herself and convince her mom of dance is what I want to do, dance is my passion, is
Right.
the same way in real life. I had to convince my parents like acting is what I want to do. My parents are Nigerian immigrants, and the four
Oh,
options they give us is doctor, lawyer, engineer, or a disgrace to the family. So actress was nowhere in that line of professions. So at
mm,
first I really wanted to become an OBGYN. That was like, okay, doctor is the path I'm choosing. But when I said, hey, I want to become an actress, just how Kai had to sort of convince her mom, like, hey, if you could just trust me, or I know this could be something great, is the same way in real life. I had to talk to my parents. And so I connected with her in that sense, and just the fact of her relationship with her mother and how much she just absolutely adores her mother. And she just wants her mother to understand that I'm growing up and I know you want to make great decisions for me and you want the best for me, because seeing as the way she grew up and the things her mom is going through at the time,
right.
her mom doesn't want that for her, and her mom is still figuring out her own life too, as well as trying to make sure that Kai is set for life. And one of those ways is through the Miss Juneteenth pageant. So I did connect to Kai in that way. She's outspoken at times. She expresses her feelings. She is willing to do whatever she has to do to get what she wants in a positive sense.
So your real life really paralleled the character's life. That's
Yes,
great
sir,
to
it
hear.
does.
Now, Nicole Beharie, she played your mother Turquoise. How was it working with her? Because I'm a big fan of hers.
Me too, totally. It was honestly a dream come true. She is so humble in real life. She is so kind-hearted. She was always willing to help me in whatever way that she could, and just seeing her act in person was like, what in the world? Like, just it's the way she does things, her mannerisms, the way she speaks, the way she brings the character to life is absolutely incredible, and she is amazing at what she does. And seeing the way she was doing things inspired me to want to do better in my side of acting in any way, take whatever I could from her. We would do some exercises at times to make sure we were both ready to go that she would suggest. She was just so kind-hearted, and in any way that she possibly could helped me to be better. And I'm just so grateful that I got the opportunity to work with such an amazing actress.
Wow, that's great to hear. Now, the director and writer, Shannon Godfrey Peoples, well, she selected you in the movie and everything, but when she gave you directions, did she allow you to have some type of freedom? You had to stay on point, like with the script?
She did give me freedom, which was amazing, to embody who I thought Kai was. And her directions just gave, like, okay, let's do it this way. She gave me, we always did versatility. We made it versatile with, okay, let's do it this way or let's do it this way. So she did give me freedom to first embody what I thought the script was. And if anything, she would make little tweaks here and there, but for the most part, she allowed me to embody who I thought Kai was. And her writing just made it easier because on paper, Kai is just as amazing. So it was really great.
All right. Now, the movie makes a few statements about single moms. What message did you receive from the film and also the script about single moms?
So even though my mom is not a single mom, I do have friends that whose parents, whose mothers are single mothers. And, you know, I had to ask them, you know, what's your idea on this? How do you feel about, I didn't tell them exactly what, but just to get a mindset of how they live on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
That especially single Black mothers are very strong, and in a sense that already the world deems us as lower than everyone else. We are looked upon differently no matter what we do. Even if we do good things, still people try to demean us in a way. And for single Black mothers, that's just one step lower because they look at you as though like, oh wow, you didn't make it and you're a single mother. But they're strong. They want the best for their children like any other parent does. They are willing to sacrifice anything and everything for the sake of their child's happiness. As we see in the movie, Turgos is working day in and day out to just make sure that Kai is okay, that she has everything she needs, and sometimes even more than she needs. And the message that I got is just that there's no reason to look down on single mothers because they want the best for their children as well, and they are working just like every other parent is working to make sure their kid is successful and set up for life.
Oh, wow, that's great because I was a single father for a while myself, you know, but I understand that. I really do. Now, the film, MISS JUNETEENTH, was shot in Fort Worth, Texas.
Yes, sir.
Did you enjoy Fort Worth, and was it hot there?
Ooh, I mean, already being from Dallas, it was close to home, so I was very thankful for that. But the Texas heat is something that if you're not from Texas, even people in Texas, right now it just makes you rethink life. It just makes you rethink going outside. So I know it's very different for like maybe like Nicole because they're from like, you know, other sides of the U.S. and but it was hot. It was hot. I loved it though. It was like it's what like authentically Texas is, and what Texas culture comes with is the Texas heat. So it was great learning more about Fort Worth. I didn't know just as much, but getting to see all the places around there, I didn't even realize like this is what it takes for a movie to be like made. It was just incredible to me that you just get to go to these different places, see different things, experience different things, and I absolutely enjoyed it.
Yeah, for your first movie too, and a major movie. How excited are you about that? I know you kind of mentioned it earlier. I mean,
Yeah.
Tell me the whole truth. How excited are you about that?
I'm still in shock. In truth, I am in shock. Every day, it's like you wake up and I just think to myself, 2 years ago, for the first time in my life, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with myself, and having my life all planned out from a child till about 2018, and then really not knowing what I wanted to do with myself. And then the next year, you know, I say, let me just try this. And I didn't tell anyone that I was going to go into acting. I said, you know, I'm going to try it. And even if it doesn't go the way I don't want it or I want it to go, no one has to know. And so I didn't tell anyone. I just secretly did it. And it turned into what it is. So now everyone is seeing things. And it's like, I can be more than grateful to God for everything, because it's absolutely a dream come true. You don't plan for your first movie or your first audition to be the one that you get. And then on the other hand, that it's a movie that celebrates who you are and how unique you are, how unique your culture is. And in light of everything going on right now, it is important that that is highlighted, because there are issues at hand, but giving hope through a movie is one avenue, and I just really believe that's what MISS JUNETEENTH does.
Wow, that's really fantastic. That's really great. Now, let me ask you about Kendrick Sampson. He played your father, Ronnie.
Yes.
Well, how was it working with him, and what kind of guy was he on set with you?
So I had just finished watching Insecure, which is another show that he's on, which is one of my favorite
Right, one of
shows.
my favorites.
So when I first met him, I was like, is this who I think it is? And I was like, nah, this is not who I think it is. I thought I played the whole encounter very cool. When he told the story though on his side, I didn't, like, jaw drop, like, oh my gosh, this is wow. And I absolutely, both of them, with him and Nicole, just starstruck, because I was just like, this is reality right now. He's absolutely incredible. He is very funny. And with us both being from Texas, we were able to connect on that level too. And he's just an amazing guy. He's like, what I look up to is like a big brother. If I, especially with everything that he's doing in society right now, with everything going on, I do look up to him, and I'm just happy that I got to experience that with him. He has his own organization, Build Power, and he's definitely inspired me to go out, speak up, and use my voice, use my platform.
One more question about Juneteenth. Did you know anything about Juneteenth before you got in the movie and read it, script and everything like that? Did you know anything about it? And what's your impression of Juneteenth?
So surface level, I did know of Juneteenth, but in truth, with my parents being of a Nigerian background and me being Nigerian, we didn't know much about that. They didn't grow up here, and so we can't really celebrate as much what we don't know or we're not aware of. But I did come to find out about it in the educational system. It's like, oh, the slaves were free. You don't know that there's a name for that specifically in Texas. We just knew that, Abraham Lincoln signed the Declaration, or Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, and it didn't pass in Texas until 1865 when they found out they were free. So I didn't know much about it, but especially through the movie, and thankfully through the movie, I sat down and said, I need to learn about this, because although I'm not exactly completely African American, because my parents are from Nigeria, at the end of the day, Black people came from Africa, and those are my brothers and my sisters. And sadly, that were unfortunately taken away and put in a predicament now that they're looked at as lower, and we're all looked at as lower. It's not just, at the end of the day, before anybody will ask me what I am, they're going to see me as a Black girl, just like they're going to see everyone else who has my skin color as a Black person. So to sit down and say that I'm not going to say anything about that would make me complicit, because at the end of the day, those things affect me. And so I didn't know exactly about it, but coming up now on the 155th anniversary, I am really happy that I know more. I've immersed myself into researching and finding out more about what Juneteenth is, and then the 157th anniversary of the Emancipation Proclamation abolishing slavery everywhere else, at least. I'm very grateful that I had the opportunity, and the movie helped me to learn more about it.
Wow, that's great. You get to learn about your people, my people, and also a little bit more about yourself. Just one last question.
Yes, sir.
Now, Miss Juneteenth, is this a story more about your mother, Turquoise, or about Kai, or the combination of the two?
I believe it's a combination of the two, because at the end of the day, it's a coming of age story. But as said before, it also highlights what Black women go through, the life Black people face, not even just Black people, or Black women, but Black people as a whole, but specifically highlighting on what it is to live like a Black woman, and what it is to live as a single mother, and what it is for a child to be growing up and figuring out what they want to do with their life. And I just feel like it cuts into different aspects of life where everyone can kind of relate to, at least starting from the teen years, can really relate to some part of life in the story. And I know it's like based around Kai, but her mom is the one who holds everything together. She is trying to shape her daughter's future. She wants the best for her. She wants her to succeed. And, Kai is also coming out and saying, I'm growing up and I need my freedom to become who I am. And so I feel like it's a combination of the two. You get two pieces, which it just shines light on both what it's like to live as a younger Black girl and an older Black woman, and in the Black community and our culture as a whole.
Oh, wow. That's a very good observation of that. And Alexis, I want to thank you for coming on. You're a very beautiful woman. I'm going to keep up with your career, and much more success to you in the future, all right?
Thank you so, so much, Mr. Albert. Thank you for having me.